Well, since the last time I spoke to you, actually, quite a lot has changed in life in the fact that you've become a
I
mum.
am now a mother. I am a mother.
You're a
Yeah.
mother. How transformative have you found that
God,
experience and
it's
taking on this new part of your identity?
it's just wild. The whole thing is wild, and it does make you, like I said, appreciate things again, like nature and the fact that he's fascinated by everything. But yes, suddenly you are responsible for another person, and you cannot just solely think about yourself anymore. So actually, going back to the selfish thing, a little bit of that does have to go out the window, because suddenly you have to really you have to keep a human alive, which is a whole thing in itself. And then you have to nurture them and love them and be there for them. And it's one of those things you can only really take it day by day. You can't think like, right, where's he going to go to school? Am I going to be a good mom? Am I going to be able to, like, do his home? You just have to take it like day by day. And even at the moment, hour by hour, because he's just changing like crazy. Any like new mums listening to this can relate. It's like they just change so quickly. Like in the morning, you wake up and say hi, and you wake them up, and they're just making a whole new noise, or they're just doing a new thing, like moving their arm in a different way.
Because I think as well, there's so much pressure on women, even in this society, which is still crazy to even having this discussion. This idea of being a good mum and the pressure to be a good mum, because there's so many outdated pressures that we as a society still place on mothers.
Yes.
What's kind of surprised you about the kind of sexism you face as a mother and the kind of like pressures that are outwardly put on you?
There's one thing that I've definitely noticed and observed, which is that I get asked a lot, like, "Oh, working out, already working. Wow, wowza," and I'm like, yeah, Casper hasn't been asked that once. Not once has he been asked, like, "Oh, are you sure you want to go back to work?" Whereas I've had it a lot. And it's always kind of a like, well done. Oh, well done for becoming a mum when you're working, and oh, it's well done to you. And it's a bit like, it's still mad that we still think that women can't do both. Like, women are amazing, as you know, as we all know. Women are, and I know that even more so since I gave birth, but women are so cool. And the fact that we're underestimated, that we can't do a job, and we can multitask and we can work, and it is a challenge. And I also really, 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 really respect women who just want to be a mum, because it is a full-time job. It's a full-time job in that there's the emotional side, there's the physical side, there's the there's so much care that goes into a new baby. Especially if you're breastfeeding, you have to get up in the night, so you're not going to be able to function that well the next day if you've been getting up trying to breastfeed, which is what I did. It's knackering. But also, if you're like, I've made the decision to get somebody to help me, or get family to help me, and go back to work so that I remember who I am before baby and keep my identity, that's okay too. It's just like, we're all allowed to make our own decisions. And I think that's something that we have the luxury of. Some countries don't, and it's just infuriating. But certainly in the Western world, we have that choice. And so we're allowed to go back to work. And I went back to work 3 weeks after I gave birth. And yeah, I was a bit like sore and a bit like all over the place, but I wrote some really good songs. So I'm really glad that I did. And I think we're all allowed to make our own decisions.
How do you think that motherhood and going through pregnancy and breastfeeding has affected your relationship with your body image? Is it giving you a greater sense of it being this almost like incredible machine in a way?
Yeah. Well, I just had a flashback to like maybe 2 or 3 weeks after I gave birth, and I was walking around in like, I just whacked this like comfy t-shirt on and some leggings to like maybe I was doing like a yoga or something, like a postnatal thing, and my belly was just like hanging out, and I just didn't care. I've never cared less about my body being exposed. And my, like Caspar walks in, like I think we had a builder at the time or something, and I just didn't care. I just didn't think like, oh, I need to cover up. And it didn't seem like anyone cared either. Maybe it's just like this, I have to give credit to the people that also were like, yeah,